How you doing? My name is Brian Grays with the Minority Cannabis Report. I just wanted to take this Friday out and say hello to everybody and just poke my head back into the game and see what's been going on. I've been off the grid for a little bit, dealing with some some little, not necessarily issues. I would say they're more concerns of mine in regards to the industry and some of the things that transpire. But sometimes when you think it's a just cause, you can just cause yourself out of there. So you have to be real careful about sometimes some of the things you say and do in regards to emotional toughness and spiritual toughness, as well as the physical toughness of it all. Because you know, at the end of the day, any type of stress, any type of happiness, any type of emotion is going to be tied to your body, your physical, because you're going to feel it. You know, when you're feeling happy, you're going to be jumping up on your feet. When you're feeling down, you're feeling down. But I have come to the conclusion and come to the realization that, for me at the end of the day, like I said, I have to keep it honestly 100 with myself, because I have to look at myself in the mirror and shave and brush my teeth. And when I put my glasses on, I can still put them on just going outside. Is that a nose hair? Hmm. Anyways, that's the things you have to understand. You stop yourself and say, "Damn, does that look like a nose hair in my nose? Let me go on and get that gray hair out because it's looking like a booger." That's consciousness. But then again, it's just a gray hair. I know it, but I should be able to be all right with it, right? And I should be able to be um, right in my own skin because it's there, it's natural. So I say all that to say this: there is a natural order of things that happen in the cannabis and hemp space that has to be better better designed for the qualified and knowledgeable for those that are don't have the knowledge in certain things and certain communications and certain people. And I think that it's going to, in the long run, it'll pan itself out. Short term interim, it's going to be a nuisance, a headache, and a bothersome problem. And with nobody having a metric in this industry per se, everybody's grouping up, climbing this ladder and positioning themselves, but nobody really knows what the capabilities of cannabis and hemp are. Nobody really knows the capabilities of what it's going to do into the open market. Nobody knows, because this is the first time it's rolled out, and it hasn't even rolled out because we're still Schedule 1. For me, I look at California as it's about to start cannibalizing itself, and that's going to get rid of the first layer of people who invested into this cannabis and hemp space, because their dollars are not going to be efficient for them anymore or sufficient for the market as it changes and goes on to different platforms at different levels. Okay, there is a huge disconnect, or it could be a design factor to slow down this process so much. That way, it's almost like letting good money catch up, per se. I look at it from a street level like, if this is a slowdown, why did it slow down when there's such a big just boom for it? You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to say drought coming soon. Hold, hold on to all the barrels. So it's going to be have to have a systematic, synergistic rhythm that goes with it, like they will go with anything. Um, I think that there's going to need to be a couple of different things that are going to have to change, and one is going to be remediation. We'll have to have a remediation like period instantly, and then we'll have to have a remediation period like after. So it should be like a two-part remediation, because it's not for designed by the farmers to have like different natural things of order come into play, like insects, mold, mites, all those disastrous things that come with that. Caterpillars, brown caterpillars, you powder mold. You think to yourself like, well, wow, that's a huge um, deficit to come back from. It is. So that's why the farmers need to be appreciated more. That's why the farmers need to be recognized as the end all be all of what we have, and they've been doing this for multiple years. We may be able to buy new labs now and all this, that, and the thirds, but when people were doing it with open loop systems and creating like these oils and getting to that next level of genetics and pulling out these strains, people didn't understand it. It was just a craze until people start realizing like it does catch fire. It's great products, you know. CBD and hemp have turned to be a wonderful, wonderful crop. Okay, there's so many different avenues that you can take. There's so many different things that you can do with cannabis and what you can do with hemp that it created a true sense of sustainability and stability in my life. Okay, and that's why it's because I understand the culture from the ground level of it being, real. I know communities. I can drive through a community and know that the whole community is growers, but they're old school traditional growers. They have sustained a lifestyle and never ever 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 did they ever do anything outside of the law, but cultivate grape pot and cannabis and hemp. They didn't go out shooting up people. They didn't go out. They literally had to. It was almost okay. Let me tell you a story. So this is how I want to imagine it. Okay, let's not put a social standard into anything. Let's look at it from a standard of it being real time. Okay, so these farmers who have risked and taking a chance to perfect and harnessed. We're gonna cook a little snack. 'Cause I'm kind of hungry. And harnessed the growth and development of said. That one. Hold on. Let me pause for a second.